Hi. It's been a long time since my last recording, and I've been working. Well, during the working days of my time when I'm working, I'm normally publishing parallel Bibles, study Bibles, and from public domain resources. But so that's what I've been doing these last months. Um, you know, there was some years back, um, I looked at pornography, and that was a big thing for me. Um, and so lately, these last, this last period, I've been thinking about what what is what does it mean when your conscience is being seared, or as if you take an iron and you iron something and you burn it. I think it's the same thing with our about our ability to actually understand that a specific thing that we're doing is wrong. So there are two camps, so to speak. The first camp is the one you're in when you're not born again, and then you have the second camp. That's when you're born again, and because it's two completely different camps. It's we can't we cannot rebirth ourselves. That's what God needs to do, but we need to be willing to receive Him. And so what happened to me is when I was when I was born again in 2008, my consciousness, or my feeling of guilt took a whole new level of. I mean, it turned. Well, I'd say it turned for the good, because God helped me, even though it was a terrible fight. It felt like, because God was He was convicting. The Holy Spirit was convicting my heart. And so, I kept doing it, looking at pornography, and it wasn't a good thing. And He convicted me, and it was like a battle within. I remember I've had wonderful experiences with God, and scary ones too. Um, I won't go into all the details, but today, what I want to try to drill into is the part, why is sinning bad? And I think the essence of describing why sinning is bad is because it sears your conscience. Um, it 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 opens you up for attack. That's one thing. And you are allowing the world to basically form you, to shape you and mold you. Um, and so, in movies, commercials, the way people, discuss and they behave, can help man to sin. Because what you're seeing taking place in the world in this period is that more and more the behavior is worse now than it was a few years back. Um, but there's a testimony, there's a specific testimony I want to share with you today in regards to um, a person looking at pornography, right? And this man was a family man, and I know this, I know this, I know this person. Um, they told me, and so this is a private testimony. Basically, it's I'm not going to mention any names or these things, but I was told that he that's what he did, and when his closest one asked, are you doing so and so, and he lied. And what happened was basically the second, the other part, she received a demon um, at that same second when he rejected it, and he was even taking he was giving his vows basically to her, and so a demon entered at that second, and not so many minutes after, she comes to another person, a third one, that immediately recognizes that something is terribly wrong, and so she starts to speak against what she feels is a spirit of death. And it leaves, but not before the person being spirit possessed. She begins to speak in a strange language. She falls down to the floor, and she starts speaking gibberish or some weird language, and then the spirit leaves. I'm not sure how long it took, but I know that I've been thinking about this for a long time. What is sinning doing to us? Is it opening up doors um, of doors to bad familiar spirits? And yes, well, it depends on, but it can. Remember, Jesus didn't say like one sin is bad and the other sin is not that bad. If you're sinning, you're guilty. So even if you've just stolen a small thing or lied or whatever, a white lie, it's, even if you think that the sinning you've done in your life isn't like really bad, because you know about other people that have sinned worse or even done terrible things apparently. That is not the message from Jesus Christ. He says if you've sinned a small sin, you're as guilty as the other person. So because we all need to be washed clean by Him, and so this is what I want to share. It's this is a very serious thing. I don't know. I don't know the percent. Well, actually, I I have been told, or I have read, that the percentage of Christians that are doing pornography is pretty high, and I do know that percentage-wise it's quite high also in the normal population and in the non-believers. So it's a terrible thing. And I'm thinking my conclusion after looking into this or pondering about this and asking God and seeing what He has done, as He also led another man to me with the same behavior. And I'm not saying he was possessed, but I've been thinking about this person for quite some time, and I was thinking, why is he so numb? What is it? I mean, what's there's something not good. Um, and so we started praying, and we developed a good friendship. And then the person starts opening up to me, and that's when I found out that this is it truly there are certain things when you sin, you are destroying your own body, you are potentially destroying your spouse's body or your husband's body. In the process, you're bringing down curses on yourself. Well, you can do. You can. I'm not saying like, ooh, this is like a big curse or whatever, but you can actually open up to spirits, and that's a very serious thing. So I encourage you to fight it. You'll find a lot of videos on YouTube about strongholds, how to break strongholds and such, break curses. And I encourage you, even though you find videos that seems to be strange or whatever, listen through them, or find another one, but pick up the good parts about the Bible scriptures and such, and how you're supposed to fight it, because you need to fight it. I'm telling you the truth. You're only living, it's I can't say what's going to happen to you when you die, but I really truly hope that you're born again. That's one thing, and I do know that God will be helping you out of the sinful way of living. He wants you to, let's say, if you're married, he wants you to love your spouse or love your husband, and he doesn't want you to open up to spirits in the home nor in the body. So I encourage you, if you have such a stronghold, you need to kick and scream, and really, you need to find a way out. It's extremely important. So that was, hopefully I didn't jump too much back and forth on the subject. Hopefully you understand that this is a serious thing. It's not something you need to take lightly. So love you all. I will be seeing you later, and be at peace. Bye.